Today's video, what we're going to be doing is going through every investment I've recommended this week and seeing how well they've done. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, or free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is going through every investment I've recommended this week and seeing how well they've done. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we are going to go through every single investment we've recommended this week and we're going to be seeing how well they've done. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the history of the trading guide. So this is my subscriber perk. I'm going to be showing all the investments I've recommended in the last 7 days, which we've basically got to the point where I'd recommend selling them. And the idea of this is basically I can walk you through what trends have occurred, why they've occurred, and hopefully you can put them into play next time and not miss out on the investment. And the plan of this series is basically for it just to be fully transparent. Again, I'm literally going to be using the history on Google Sheets, so again there's no way of me editing this, and you'll be able to see what I recommended as the price to buy stuff, and then we're going to have a little look at how I did when I recommended selling it. So today being the 20th, we're going to be looking between the 13th to the 20th and looking at all the investments I recommended and seeing how they did. So the first investment we've recommended right here is leaked Team of the Weeks. So basically what would have happened is these Team of the Weeks would have been leaked to go out of packs, and I would have recommended to go and buy them because the idea is when they went out of packs, they're not in supply for 7 days because of course you can't pack the gold card when the Team of the Weeks in packs, and as a result they should rise. So we're looking at Modric, which I would have recommended for 11k, and Harder for 2.6k. We would have recommended Modric right here on the Tuesday and so on. I also had Modric in my pre-Team of the Week, and he went from 11k all the way just before going out packs up to 17k, meaning you made 6k per Modric if you listen to that investment. And likewise with Harder, we can see that she went out of packs here on the Tuesday at 2.4k, and she went all the way up there to 3.1k. Now this isn't a very good performance in comparison to Modric, but in the end of the day you can't guarantee which fodder is used for SBCs and which ones aren't. The next investment I then recommended people to do was when they went and increased the price range of Klaus. They basically increased the price range of Klaus and Borginho because previously they gave him a 20k price range, and I recommended to go and buy these cards at 24k because that's what they went down to, and to go and sell them Thursday after 6 PM. So sadly the price isn't indicated in this graph because they were generally only cheap for about an hour or two when they increased the price range of Klaus. But cards like Castellanos was just sitting on the market at about 24, 25k. Well, he went and rebounded from 24, 25k up to 40k on the Thursday. Again, it isn't indicated in this graph, but I was live doing all these sort of investments live, and there was multiple old Team of the Weeks being listed at market price, and they rebounded instantly because even though they increased the price range of Klaus and that lot, the supply of the old Team Weeks wasn't there. So another really nice investment that, again, you'll have to take my word for it because Footbin won't show, but he went from 25k to 40k in just 24 hours. We then get to the next investment here, which is where I recommend buying high rated for Foot Birthday, because last year high rateds did very well during Foot Birthday. Now interesting enough, this is me recommending De Bruyne before he went out of packs. De Bruyne actually ended up getting a Foot Birthday card, but I actually recommended buying De Bruyne before he got a Foot Birthday card because 91s did so well with Foot Birthday last year. So you can see right here with De Bruyne that De Bruyne went from 50k to 55k. Now, I'll be honest with you, when he wasn't needed for the Icon SBC, I probably would have told people to go and sell him and buy the players being used for the Evos. But let's say for some reason, I didn't say that, or for some reason you weren't in the loop what to do with De Bruyne. Sadly, De Bruyne is actually down to 46k. In fact, I think it was yesterday evening he crashed from 53 to 45. So you could have sold anywhere up until yesterday evening, not losing coins. Let's say for some reason you hold, well, he is down to 46, and he would probably crash with the new division rival rewards and potentially go even lower. So I guess De Bruyne is a bit of a dud, but it would have been subjective on when you sold it. So the next investment we've got right here are leaked Foot Birthday cards, and me recommending people to go and buy 90 Messi for 42k. I'm a little bit worried because if De Bruyne didn't do very well, I'm pretty sure this Messi wouldn't have done that well. No, ignore me. Messi was going for about 42k all the way there through to Friday, so we recommended him at Wednesday. He actually went all the way up there to 53k on the Saturday, but since has gone back down there to 47k. So actually not too bad. You would have bought him at 42, and he's currently going 47, so you're making profit. And I'd say I probably would sell him if I owned him now because, again, division rival rewards is not looking too pretty. But nonetheless, there we go. Messi profit, even though De Bruyne down, which is very interesting. We then have the next investments, which is the Elite Foot birthday card. So this was the cards that have been in packs, out of packs all this week with recommended prices. We also had an inflated price there for Saka because Saka was out of packs all the week before. Yeah, he basically would have been happy to pay a little bit more for him for the sake of him being rarer. So you can see right here, Saka again would have been Friday where we recommended him at 9.5k. Well, Saka went from 9.5k so far this week. He peaked at 12.3k, but currently going for about 11.5k. It's an okay profit, but yeah, nothing too amazing. Just up 2k in the week. Savic performing pretty well though. Recommend buying him at 8.5k. Again, we can see that on the Friday. Again, I don't give very unrealistic prices. Sometimes you see stupidly unrealistic prices and what people recommend. I can show you with these footbin graphs that, you know, I recommend arguably above what they're going for because I'm realistic when it comes to buying the cards. Yeah, and I don't under recommend for the sake of having like a better flex. The first time I think this year that I ever show off profits that I make, but the idea again is that you hopefully learn from it, and you see also that I make mistakes as well. You know, there's loads of times when I think stuff will do well where it doesn't. Well, Milinkovic Savage, you can see 8.5k peak so far there, up to 11.5k, so already up 3k a card this week, which is pretty decent. But then move to Peugeot, you could have bought up to 12k. Again, I can go and show you that Friday, recommending her at 12k was very reasonable. It was, I guess, only after 12 she went up. Even after 12, getting her for 12k when she's still on the market at 12.7 would have been hard. Well, she's gone from 12.7 to 17.5, so nice little 5k rise per card right there. But then we've already shown you the super high rated, which leaves us with Morgan, who is 30k. Well, sadly, Morgan hasn't really done that well. We can see on the Friday that Morgan was going there at about 27k. Well, she did rise and peak up there at 32k, but she did drop as of Wednesday's SBC, where she went down from 30k down there to 28, and she's kind of at an all-time low there. Or not an all-time low this week for 28. Now, the reason Morgan probably didn't do that well is because she was so inflated, maybe from the week before, or it's just that 89s really haven't been demanded. But there you go, you can see one card flopping there. So basically what happened is the super high rated didn't do that well. The low rated didn't do that well. It was kind of your mid-range that did quite well this week, and that comes down to the Icon SBC. The next investments we've got right here are a few of the cards that went out of packs for the best of releases. I'm going to put these in the guide 8 minutes after they went out of packs, so hopefully, you know, we can see some decent rises. Musiala went out of packs 8.5. Well, Musiala actually has managed to get himself a team of the week, so that investment has just been made even better. Well, again, he went out of packs at 8.5. We can actually see right here, even after he went out of packs, it was 8.5k all the way through from literally 6 PM to midnight, and it went from 8.5 all the way up there to 11. It's now 10.5, so he's up 2.5. Plus, he's actually out of packs for yet another week because he got himself a team of the week, which I did also tip off this week. So yeah, decent buy there. In Cuckoo, exact same trend as all of them. Bought at 8.5, currently going for 11.5. And really nice recommendation on Rafinha. Pick up at 2.7, currently going for 4.4. So now we move on to the fodder that I recommended buying on the Friday. I recommend buying 83s at 900, 84s at 1.7, and 86s at 6.5. Respectively, 83s went from 900 to 900, so they've done nothing good this week. 84s went from 1.7 to 2.7, so that's not been too bad. And then the 85s went from 6.5 to 8k, which is okay, but yeah, not overly amazing. So we then have players that I recommended to go and buy for the free Evo, including Fabian Ruiz, Loftus-Cheek, Road to the Knockout Stage, Ranieri, Schutten, Dusseldorf, Danity Dusseldorf guy, Radioactive Poogie, Henderson, Gallagher, and so on. So let's go through these. Now, luckily, a lot of the midfielders have actually been able to be used for both the free Evos, so I kind of lucked out with that, but yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's quite interesting. So Ruiz, who I recommended at 50, is up to 65k. Loftus-Cheek, who I bought at 45k, I've just been selling for the tax loss of 45k, so just losing 2k per card. Once again, Schutten didn't really have much movement. I did actually manage to buy mine for 20 and sell them at 22, but not too much movement with him. Tim Uberhoff, I was buying at 17, did sell one on a lazy buyer at 29, then proceeded to sell them for 19 when the new Evo came out. Currently he's down to 16k. Ricky Puig was a really good investment, bought them at 17 and then flipped them all for 30k midweek I flipped them all for 30k, so yeah, really nice 11k per profit in about 24 hours on these cards. We have Henderson's, who are all bought at 17 and he's up to 24k. Gallagher's, who are all bought at 21k. He actually went up to 29k, back down to 24k now, but yeah, you can see right there, went up to 29k, went and flipped on a bunch of 29k. Still have a few at the moment who are still 24k, but they're no stress. Guadados, who were picked up at 22k, he's now extinct at 30k, making 8k per card. We then got Gaias, who I was buying for 18k a card, and he's currently up to 24k a card. And the Informs were quite difficult to win, so there's no point looking at them because in reality they're quite difficult to win. Respectively though, Niakate is kind of the same price. Tanzane's up to about 90k and Mkhitaryan's extinct at 90, but they're all quite hard to win, so I won't put too much emphasis on those. We then move on to my Saturday recommendations, and one of these was 84 Morino at 1.7. Morino went and got himself a assist. Sadly didn't end up getting in the team of the week, but it doesn't matter because if you bought him at 1.7, he's literally 2.9k now, so kind of via the luck of SBC fodder, although it's not really luck of SBC fodder because I know what I'm doing. He rose one way or the other. So yeah, nice little investment working, even though he didn't end up getting the team of the week. Also on Saturday, we then recommended people to go and buy 85s because 85s dropped. You could have bought them up to 4.7k. Well, 85s, I believe, have done really well this week. Yeah, they've gone from 4.7k up to 8k, making 3.3k per card. We're now at the end of Saturday, where we recommended buying Valverde up to 18k, anticipating him getting a team of the week. I think Valverde's done very well, if I'm not wrong. Well, he did do actually very well. He went up to 24k. There we go. But yeah, Valverde went from 18k up to 23k pre-team week. He's back down to 21.5, but not too bad nonetheless. And Musiala recommended at 8k. I'll be completely honest with you. In hindsight, I'm not quite sure if you could have won him at 8k. Now, he was going for 8.5k on the Saturday. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if he was actually winnable at 8k, but it was recommended 8k, and obviously if you could have got for 8, well then he's now 11. Also on the Saturday, we got ourselves the second Evo, which meant I started recommending extinct cards. So far, I don't believe there's any movement on these extinct cards. Aubameyang's gone 55k to 75k, but was difficult to snipe. Lookman's gone 47k to 75k, but was difficult to snipe. And then Nketiah's gone from 55k to 85k, but again, difficult to snipe, so I will give the benefit of doubt. On top of that, I had some early recommendations for the new Evo, so let's see how those went. Scott Hori recommended at 15k, is up to 16k, although since I've recommended to sell because she didn't really perform very well. Sane at 16k has now gone up to 20k, which is not too bad. Actually, not so good at 14k, still currently at 15k, so not a great investment there. Lorient recommended at 20k, is up to 24k, so not too bad. Vitina, I recommended at 40k, although he had that PSG performance, so as soon as I realised that he'd be getting a third team of the week, which he actually did in the end, I did recommend to sell, so it would have been a case of probably buying at 48 and probably even maybe selling at 48 and therefore taking like a 3-4k tax loss. Kira Nan at 21k was a really good call. I believe she went extinct literally the following 24 hours. Yeah, she went extinct from 21 to 32k within 24 hours, so 11k per card right there. Golovin recommended at 19k, went up there to 25k, so nice rise there. Danilo went from 19k up to 21k, so not too bad of a rise there. Garassi went from 22k and he's up to 37k, so extremely good rise there. And finally, Vargas went from 17k up to 20k, so yeah, a decent-ish rise there. At this point, you might be a bit bored of me looking at special cards, so I'll run these off quickly. So I'll just run these off quickly because I'm sure you guys are probably bored of these. Nikolai went from 20k to 40k, so extremely good rise there. Machado went from 17 to 20. Larson went from 14, I think, to about 16. Weah went from 19 to 21. Shaqiri went from 18 to 17. Vela went from 22 to 24. At this point of the week, I also added buying 87s and 88s to my investment list at 11k and 15.5k, which 87s have proceeded to rise from 11 to 13, and 88s have risen from 15.5 to 17. So not amazing rises, but, you know, rises nonetheless. Finally, get on to some of the last investments. The Foot Fancies, so far there really hasn't been any movement with the Foot Fancies. I mean, there was a Foot Fancy Lemuse at the beginning of this video. The reason I didn't bring it up is because they're not really educated trading plays, they're just educated gambles. Which I don't think we do any. I mean, hey, if they work in your favour, brilliant, but I don't really think there's so much trading. I just think they're educated gambling plays. We also then went and added a bunch more cards to the players used for the SBC, so let's go and see how those went. We got Stiller at 42, who went up to 46k. We got Crouch at 13.5, who went up to 22k. We got Sterling at 140, and this one's a bit painful. They actually decreased his price range down to 120. So it's actually a good player to go and snipe right now at 120, because he was consistently selling between 150 to 170, but now he's down to 120. We've got a bunch more players, though. We've got ourselves a Millard, who went from 50 to 60. Athena, 24, and he went to about 26. Ayew, 45, went to 55. Trincao, 45, went to 50. Zergo, 42, I think he went down to 38. Loftus-Cheek right there. Pedro Goncalves, 42. I think he's only gone up to about 45. Whiffia, 15, gone up to 17. Vigar, 50, went up to 70. And then that basically brings us to the present. Between now and then, anything I've been recommending is kind of active, so obviously I'm not going to go and expose my own thing. If you're interested in what this page is, again, it is literally just my subscriber perk on Twitch. All you can do is be a sub to me on Twitch. If you've been impressed by these, happy days. If this does well as well, I'll upload one next week. Obviously, it's a bit of weird content. I don't really show off when stuff does well because, I don't know, I don't really use it to market myself, but maybe I should do it in favour of to market myself. So it's quite interesting to see the success rate. Again, I'm transparent. I'm basically showing you everything. Yeah, basically recommend to invest in. And as I say, hopefully you guys can learn from this. Again, you see that I've taken losses left, right, and centre, but I don't think they're the most obvious cards that I would have taken losses on. And it just shows you diversify your investment, because as a whole, if you're diversifying your investment, I think it would have been a very, very good week with how well the Evo players have done. But that is going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.